For update on COVID-19 pandemic, over to Adesuwa Omorua. Adesuwa, you chuckled when Dr. Abati mentioned pastors, 5G, and COVID-19. Some of those voodoo preaching from the pulpit.
Oh, Lord.
Over to you.
I remember the chaos. Indeed, I remember the chaos and the COVID-19 pandemic and the lots of misinformation that came with it. The WHO described it as infodemic at that time, and the pastors, unfortunately, joined the bandwagon. But let's talk about COVID-19 this morning. According to the Johns Hopkins University tally, we are inching very close to the 600 million infections mark. Well, at the moment, there are over 599 million infections globally, at least 6.4 million casualties, and over 12 billion vaccines have been administered since the first vaccine was administered against this virus. And to Nigeria, we do not have the statistics when it comes to infections, deaths, or vaccinations at the moment. There are no latest figures. I checked those agencies, the NPHCD and the NCDC. No latest figures were posted. But yesterday, President Muhammadu Buhari at the State House in Abuja here met with the executive chairman of the Kenop Foundation. It's a non-governmental foundation that is interested in research and development, especially in pharmaceuticals. He met with him, Mr. Ham Keller, as well as a representative of the CEO of BioNTech, the mRNA vaccine patent holder in Africa. Well, President Muhammadu Buhari expressed optimism that the interaction between the Nigerian science community and BioNTech would be productive, leading to collaboration at many levels, from clinical trials to research and development of new vaccines, and eventually support vaccine manufacturing facilities here in the country. Let's go to North Korea. Well, 2 weeks after the leader Kim Jong-un declared victory over COVID-19 in the country, well, the territory has now said that it has found 4 new fever cases. Recall that that's what North Korea is calling it. It's calling it fever cases in an area that borders with China, and they are saying that that may be the reason why they have seen this. North Korea state-run Central News Agency said this on Thursday. They also said that health workers were conducting genetic tests on the samples taken from the 4 individuals in the Ryanggang province who exhibited these fevers for confirmation. And finally this morning, let's talk about Novak Djokovic. I believe Aaron Akrejola will also give us something on that during the sports updates. Well, this time around, the tennis star has announced that he will not be able to travel to New York City for the U.S. Open, missing another Grand Slam amid his refusal to get vaccinated against COVID-19. Well, Djokovic posted this message on his Twitter, saying that he will keep in good shape and positive spirit and wait for an opportunity to compete again. The tournament is the last Grand Slam for the year and is set to kick off next week. Back to you, Great Malabites.
Okay, Adesuwa, that possible collaboration between Nigerian scientists and BioNTech. From the report, of course, you are the State House reporter, correspondent also. Is there any indication that the government will be very much involved in that effort, or is it just going to be a private sector collaboration between Nigerian scientists, pharmaceutical companies, and BioNTech? What's the position, really?
Well, it does look like it's going to be a mix of both. And the Ministry of Health has been involved in this. We had the Minister of Health, Dr. Ehanere, speak yesterday. Of course, it's also going to be private sector driven. We do have a private lab in Nigeria, the name escapes my mind now, who has also been in the forefront of this production. Recall that Nigeria was also one of the 6 African nations that were selected by the WHO to start the test and practice and production for mRNA vaccines on the continent. We're yet to see where exactly that is at the moment. But yes, it's going to be private sector and involvement of government in all of this collaboration.
Okay, let's start with Novak Djokovic. I mean, in January, he was deported from Australia. He couldn't take part. Recently, he won Wimbledon, his 7th title at the All England men's at the All England Club, giving him his 21st Grand Slam. Now, the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention has issued a notice saying that, look, foreigners who are not vaccinated cannot come into the United States, and that's it. It can't be part of the U.S. Open. So even if he has a chance to win his 22nd Grand Slam, he won't be able to because he's not being able now to, grow on the momentum of his victory at Wimbledon. I hope a day will not come when, Djokovic will sit back and look at his trophies and wonder whether, he missed out on certain trophies because he was an anti-vaxxer. Is Djokovic stopping himself from going to the U.S. Open? However, some people are promoting him. They are comparing him to Muhammad Ali as a civil rights defender. Well, this is not about civil rights. It's about science. It's about doing what is right. And people like Charles Melville, who are comparing him to Muhammad Ali, may well be missing the point. That it's about people just following the rules and respecting the rules. As for the mRNA, collaboration with BioNTech, yes, it's welcome. Nigeria having been identified as one of the possible areas of a collaboration. But there is also the news that TED Fund, that has spent about 1.2 billion naira or dollars, on the development of a local vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine, is now saying that by November this year, there will be a trial of the Nigerian vaccine, which is a product of the efforts of the University of Jos, the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research, the Research Center in Jos, and the Research Center in Zaria. Well, is there any hope that Nigeria will be able to come up with a COVID-19 vaccine? But from the point of view of research and innovation, if we're able to do it, yes, that's truly welcome. And yesterday, I brought up the issue of Rishi Sunak, criticizing the scientists who worked under the Scientific Advisory Group of Experts on Emergencies, SIEGE. Now, members of that group now, they are pushed back, they are fighting back. They are rejecting what Rishi Sunak said and said if there was any issue at all, it's not about science, it's about the policymakers themselves. Just to balance the story, and Dominic Cummings also put in a word and said, Rishi Sunak was talking dangerous rubbish, as he puts it. Thank you very much, Adesua.